Welcome to the 2024 Inter-Secondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition, brought to you with the kind compliments of the Caribbean Union Bank.
Driven by you, we're better every day. Driven by you, together a brighter way. Caribbean Union Bank, you matter to us. Caribbean Union Bank, our people, our purpose. Every day at Caribbean Union Bank, we are committed to creating the kinds of products and services that you want and need. We are not just a bank. We are your partner on your journey to financial freedom and success. Because we are driven by you. Driven by you, we're better every day. Driven by you, together a brighter way.
Good evening and welcome to the 2024 Inter-Secondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition, brought to you with the kind compliments of the Caribbean Union Bank. Thank you so much for being with us. Today we celebrate as we are at the final leg of the competition. 3 schools competing for the Inter-Secondary School Impromptu Speaking Championship. The Antigua Girls High School, the Clear Hall Secondary School, and Iron B. Williams Secondary. I am your moderator, Priscilla Mar Sutton, and this is, as I said, the Inter-Secondary School Impromptu Speaking Finals. Now, it is time for me first and foremost to introduce you to our 3 finalists before you meet our judges this evening. Please welcome them as they come up, and I reintroduce them to you. From the Antigua Girls High School, Lillian Munoz. Hello, Lillian. How are you? Excellent. Clear Hall Secondary School's representative, Tiaika Edwards. How are you, Tiaika? You're great and ready for the competition? Excellent. And from the Iron B. Williams Secondary, please welcome Raphael Davis. Good having you, Raphael. How are you feeling? You're ready for the competition? Excellent. I would like to remind you of the main rules for this competition. Each impromptu speaker will draw a number from an envelope to determine the position in which they will speak. The number drawn will determine the topic on which he or she will speak. Speakers will be given a maximum of 3 minutes for mental preparation. Impromptu speakers are not allowed to formulate written notes during preparatory time and are expected to speak extemporaneously. In the finals, each speaker will have a maximum of 2 minutes to make his or her presentation. The bell will sound once at the beginning of the final minute and twice when the maximum allotted time would have expired. In addition to the presentations, in the final round, there will be a question and answer segment. Besides the speaker or the presenter, at least one additional member of the debate team will attend the encounter. While each speaker is making his or her presentation, the additional debate team members will formulate questions based on that presentation. The questions will be passed to the judges, who will select one question to which the speaker will have 1 minute to respond. Do you understand, our speakers, presenters? You're fully excellent. It is now time to meet your judges for the finals. Mr. Ursel Charles Jr., Deputy Director of News and Current Affairs, ABS TV. Round of applause. Also joining us this evening, Sharon Herbert, Social Sector Planner within the Ministry of Social Transformation. And no stranger to us, Alicia Knowles, Education Officer for the Education Broadcasting Unit. Round of applause. We will take our first break. When we return, the competition begins. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Driven by you, we're better every day. Driven by you, together a brighter way. Caribbean Union Bank, you matter to Caribbean Union Bank, we are committed to creating the kinds of products and services that you want and need. We are not just a bank. We are your partner on your journey to financial freedom and success. Because we are driven by you. Driven by you, we're better every day. Driven by you, together a brighter way.
Welcome back to the final round of the Intersecondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition. Our participants are all set and ready, so let the competition begin. Please welcome our first presenter, our first speaker, hailing from the Antigua Girls High School, Lillian Munoz. Her topic this evening, climate change is already irreversible. Climate change is already irreversible. Please give her a round of applause.
Good evening, Madam Moderator and judges. Climate change is already irreversible, and I can say that it most definitely is not. There was a research done, and it concluded that the ozone layer will be restored by the year 2025. And these were done because of three things, and I will share these in letter forms. I, investment, S, solutions, and E, educate, and also awareness. So I-S-E. First, investment. Persons with power and also in position of investing, whether it's money, physical labor, they realized that climate change needs to be thought about, and they invested. Also S, we need to find solutions. So there are alternatives to, for example, plastics. I did a course on the dangers of plastics and pollution, and because of the solutions that they were, I was able to understand the dangers, and because of that, I realized that I should recycle and I should share what I know. Also, E, educate, or also known as awareness. If you don't know, then you can't do anything about it. That's why it's very important that we educate, we share our knowledge, we bring awareness. And same persons that are in power, in the position, can also invest their time, invest their money, share solutions, share knowledge, and bring awareness. To conclude, I most definitely do not believe that climate change is irreversible, but I believe that we are in the position to invest our time and realize that we have one earth and one nation to take care of. Thank you.
Good evening, Lillian. How are you?
Good evening, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, great. Following your presentation, this is the question that comes from your peers. What can the residents of small island developing states, or SIDS, do to help mitigate climate change? What can the residents of SIDS do to help mitigate against climate change?
That's an excellent question, and I can say that there are a lot of things being done. There are several apps. For example, Simple Support, and you can have a lot of volunteers, put in their efforts, put in their time. We have a lot of students that you're not just doing it just because, you're doing it for where you live, for your nation. And if they just bring more awareness to these apps and these trainings, I think that would be a good way, because a lot of students are not aware of what is out there. So if they bring awareness, if they share, if they provide trainings, for example, GAD Center, just more of these trainings, bringing awareness, sharing it to schools, students, and citizens, I feel that that would definitely have an impact on Little Island, Antigua, and Barbuda. Thank you.
Thank you, Lillian. Another round of applause for Lillian Munoz, the representative of the Antigua Girls High School. Come on, another round of applause. She completed her presentation in a time of 1 minute and 55 seconds. And just a note of correction, each presenter will be given 3 minutes to complete their presentation. We now move on to Clear Hall Secondary School, Tiaika Edwards. And Tiaika, her topic this evening is What improvements can be made to public health care in Antigua and Barbuda? What improvements can be made to public health care in Antigua and Barbuda? Please welcome Team Clear Hall Secondary, Tiaika Edwards.
Hello, good evening, listening and viewing audience, judges, and Madam Moderator. The topic I received was what improvements can be made to public healthcare in Antigua and Barbuda. Public healthcare. I would personally define public healthcare as the government's way of financially providing aid or help to those who are not able to do it by themselves. I will now state 3 points that I irrefutably believe can help improve our public healthcare system in Antigua and Barbuda. 1, make it reliable. 2, make it all-inclusive. And 3, make it work. To start off, making our public health care reliable. When we look at Antigua and everyone that we have here, you can ask around. Some people don't have faith in our system, in any system here. And I do believe that if the government would make it more reliable and make people have faith in it by proving their works time and time again, I do believe that it would make our public health care better. People would have more faith in it. People would run to go and get help instead of sitting home, being sick, and just waiting for the time to come instead of actually going to get help. 2, make it all-inclusive. By making things all-inclusive, people, anyone, can get healthcare. That means you can get healthcare, you can get healthcare, you can get healthcare. It doesn't matter your age, gender, sex, size, anything. You can get healthcare. This, in today's day and age, making things inclusive is what it is about. Making people feel welcome, making people feel at home, making people feel that they are one. So I do think that making healthcare all-inclusive would definitely improve our healthcare system. And 3, make it work. By making our healthcare work, I mean, let's make it work. Let us put in the effort and the time to study. Let us young ones grow up to be amazing doctors and nurses to help the people of Antigua and Barbuda in the future. Let us go out there and let us try our best to not only stay healthy so that we don't need it, but let us do our best to provide the doctors with everything that they would need. That means if you're on medication, don't lie to the doctors. If you don't feel well, don't tell them, oh, I'm fine. Be honest with them. To conclude, people of Antigua and Barbuda, while we do like the help from the government to improve our healthcare system, I do believe that we ourselves need to help improve our health. By doing this, we could lessen the economic strain on our country. Our government wouldn't have to put so much time into our health if we would actually take care of it. Thank you.
And your question from your peers and from the judges' table, what are some methods that the government can use to make it more reliable, as in the healthcare? Let me repeat. What are some methods that the government can use to make it more reliable, as in reference to healthcare? How can they make it more reliable?
Okay, firstly, I would like to thank my peers and the judges for this amazing question. And to answer, I would like to say that there are many ways that the government can make our healthcare more reliable. For instance, I have a grandmother, and if she were to get disastrously sick, God forbid, I would want her to go and get the health care she needs. And in doing so, and by people going out and actually getting the health care they need, they can help the government to have a better outlook and outview. But I'd actually like to say that the government can do multiple things. 1, the internet is everywhere. We're always on our phones, we're always using social media, and social media is one of the many ways, many platforms are out there that they can use to promote people and help people to understand that this is very important, and that old people aren't the only ones that need healthcare, and sometimes it's the young people as well. And by promoting getting help online and whatnot, people would see it and people would be more inclined to go and get the help that they need. I'd also like to say that the government could put it out in flyers, on posters, educate the people on why they need to go and get the health care, educate the people on why they should do this, the benefits of doing it, etc., etc. I think that education really is the root of everything, and when we educate people and show them the problems and the solutions that we have for these problems, it would improve our healthcare immensely. We need to educate people and let them know what they're missing out on. I would also like to say that the government could go to the schools, go around to the schools, let them know, have different hospitals or different people come in from the hospitals or medical benefits, for instance, have them come in and talk to us about why it is important to go and get checked up and whatnot. I thank you.
Thank you, T. Iker. Another round of applause for T. Iker Edwards, Team Clear Hall Secondary. She completed her presentation in a time of 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Indeed, we are having a splendid competition. It is now time to hear from our next presenter, our final presenter, actually, from the Iron B. Williams Secondary School. Please welcome Raphael Davis. Now, his topic this evening is, why aren't more women voted into political office? Why aren't more women voted into political office? Please welcome Raphael Davis, Team Iron B. Williams.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges. Why aren't more women voted into political office? In my opinion, this is because of sexism, and this can come out into two major ways. Men's sexism towards women, and with all the sexism that women suffer, they might not have the push to put themselves into such positions. Number one, how does sexism from men stop women from entering these positions? Okay, if you're a woman and throughout all your life, maybe your father, grandfather, men on the street, they're just treating you a certain how or telling you, you're a woman, you can't do this and that. You should just stay in the kitchen, make me a sandwich. You can't become a political leader, into any leadership role, maybe can't do any physical labor such as construction because you're just a weak little girl. You're going to feel a type of way, and this could also play out because if your boss is a man and he's sexist towards you, he won't pick you because you're qualified or anything. He might even tell you that you have to sleep with him to get the job, and he might just pick a less qualified man over you because he's a man. Secondly, if you're a young lady and you're put into this box for your whole life, and you're told you can't do this and you can't do that, why would you push? Because mentally you're like, everybody's telling me this, so maybe it's true, so why should I even bother? I should just conform to it. So why aren't there more women in political office? It's because of sexism and men putting on women because they're women, and young ladies not trying or pushing because all their life they're told, I can't do this because I'm a woman, I am a girl, I am not capable, so why should I even bother? Thank you.
Good evening, Raphael.
Good evening.
Your question from your peers. What can we do to encourage future female politicians in Antigua and Barbuda? I'll repeat the question. What can we do to encourage future female politicians in Antigua and Barbuda?
What can we do to encourage future female politicians in Antigua and Barbuda? Well, I believe that we could have educational programs to educate women, that young ladies, that they are capable, that they have skills just like men, and they can do, if not the same, more. And I also believe that we could use current examples of female politicians like Samantha Marshall and Maria Brown, so that to show these young ladies that despite all the things that have been said to you and all the boxes that you have been put in, if these two women can become politicians, why can't you? Why should you give up? Why should you not try? So in conclusion, what can we do to encourage future female politicians? Inform women that they are skillful too, they are human beings, and show current examples of female politicians to show them that they can succeed if those women can too. Thank you.
Thank you, Raphael. Come on, the applause must be a little bigger. Team Iron B. Williams is secondary. And I smiled when I read this particular question because we have two ladies, or two girls, and one boy. And it just so happened that the boy got that question. And I don't know about you, but I think he did a remarkable job. So give him another round of applause. Excellent representation. He completed his presentation in a time of 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Now, I think all our presenters did an outstanding, a stellar job this evening, so we'd like to commend them, give them all a round of applause for doing an excellent job. They were poised, they were articulate, and they were knowledgeable about the topics. I was rather impressed. We're going to take our second break. When we return, the judges' results. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Driven by you, we're better every day. Driven by you, together a brighter way. Caribbean Union Bank, you matter to us. Caribbean Union Bank, our people, our purpose. Every day at Caribbean Union Bank, we are committed to creating the kinds of products and services that you want and need. We are not just a bank. We are your partner on your journey to financial freedom and success. Because we are driven by you. Driven by you, we're better every day. Driven by you, together a brighter way.
Thank you so much for staying with us. This is the final round of the 2024 Intersecondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition, brought to you with the kind compliments of the Caribbean Union Bank. You heard our presenters from 3 schools, the Antigua Girls High School, the Clear Hall Secondary School, and the Iron B. Williams Secondary. The judges, they've deliberated and they've tallied the scores to bring us their feedback, the judges' report, and of course, their decision. Please welcome Judge Sharon Herbert.
Good evening. It's such a pleasure to be here this evening to present the judges' results. This was a very exciting, very competitive impromptu speaking finals. And I must say that along with my fellow adjudicators, we felt that all 3 competitors this evening did an excellent job in terms of answering the questions, and they were very knowledgeable on the topics that were presented to them. They were able to identify the main points on all the topics which are very relevant and topical today. All speakers could relate to the topic, and we found that that was a very example of good impromptu speaking skills. However, I would say one negative point that we found all speakers could have developed the points better. Every one of you had a little flaw in terms of your development of some of your main points. For example, and I'll highlight some. The Antigua Girls High School, in your solutions to climate change, we thought that you could have identified some of the solutions more clearly. Likewise, Clare Hall Secondary, in terms of your healthcare, in terms of how we could make it more reliable. Likewise, in terms of identifying some of those key points and developing them. And for the lone gentleman from Iron B. Williams, we felt that in terms of developing the points in terms of sexism in general versus sexism from men towards females, that could have been clearly developed. I'm not seeing you. Clearly developed and Right, thank you. So we're saying that everybody did a good job, but of course there were some little improvements that we saw that was lacking and that you could have improved upon. Most of you did an excellent job answering your questions from your peers rather than compared to your impromptu speech. We found that you were able to answer the questions so in such an articulate and very descriptive and way that your questions, your responses to your questions from your peers ended up being better developed than your prepared speech. In all, one thing I like about the finals, there are no losers. Everyone is a winner. We have first place, a second place, and a third place. And that's the beauty of it. So I am going to now give the exciting news that I know everyone is waiting for. And I'm going from third place to first place. I'm going to be presenting the score, the average scores. So with an average score of 43 points, that was awarded to Clare Hall Secondary, our third place winner. And with an average score of 45 points, Irene B. Williams School, our second place winner. And that leaves the Antigua Girls High School with an average of 50 points, our first place winner. So give a round of applause for all three. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Excellent. Come on, round of applause. And I'm sure you would have heard in the scores how close the score is today. And so I think, once again, I'd like to mirror and reiterate what the judges said. Excellent job by one and all. And I think they deserve another round of applause. So to wrap things up, I will have our students return to the stage. So please welcome our third place winner, Clare Hall Secondary School, to Ika Edwards. Our second place winner, hailing from the Iron B Secondary. Give it up for Raphael Davis. And the 2024 Inter-Secondary School Impromptu Speaking Champion, the Antigua Girls High School, Lillian Munoz. Congratulations. And I'm very sure that your classmates, that your peers, your teachers, and your principal will be celebrating when you get back to school tomorrow. So once again, congratulations to our champions, the Antigua Girls High School. Our second runner-up, Irene B. Williams, come on. And our third runner-up, Clare Hall Secondary School. Thank you once again. And thank you so much, judges, for doing a great job throughout the season. I know that it's not easy sitting where you are. And that item brought us to the end of the Intersecondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition 2024. We hope that you have enjoyed week after week spending some time with us and listening to our very well-educated, poised, and knowledgeable students. Remember to always stay positive, and until 2025, God's willing, I am your moderator, Priscilla Marsh Sutton. Thank you. Before we go, a big thank you to the Caribbean Union Bank for investing in education. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.